The salt air usually smelled like freedom, but today, it smelled like an ambush. I stood on the deck of my beach house, a $6.8 million architectural masterpiece of glass and cedar perched on the edge of a private cliff in Malibu. I had designed every inch of it. I had paid for every nail with the blood, sweat, and tears of a decade in high-stakes venture capital. My phone buzzed on the mahogany railing, a group chat notification. Family Vacation 2026. I opened it, expecting to see flight details for our traditional summer getaway. Instead, I saw a photo of my parents, my brother Leo, and his wife, all clinking champagne glasses in a first-class lounge. The caption, written by my mother, read, "So glad the four of us could finally make this trip happen. Quality time is everything." The four of us. I wasn't in the photo. I wasn't on the flight. I hadn't even been invited to the group chat until that moment. To understand why this hurt, you have to understand the hierarchy of the Miller family. My brother Leo was the son. Everything revolved around him. When he crashed his first car, my parents bought him a second one. When he failed out of business school, they funded his artisanal candle startup that burned through 200,000 in 6 months. And me? I was the moon. I was only expected to reflect the light they gave Leo. I was the one who got independence as a graduation gift, which was their code word for, "We're not paying for your rent anymore because Leo needs a new boat." I spent my 20s working 3 jobs. I lived on ramen and tap water so I could invest every penny. While Leo was being toasted at family dinners for finding himself, I was being mocked for being obsessed with money. "Why are you so cold, Sarah?" my father would ask, his voice dripping with condescension. "Life isn't just about bank accounts. You should be more like your brother. He has a soul." The exclusion from the vacation wasn't an accident. It was a statement. I called my mother, my heart pounding. "Oh, Sarah," she sighed, sounding bored. "We thought you'd be too busy with your spreadsheets to enjoy the Maldives. Besides, the villa only had 2 suites. It's better this way. It gives us a chance to bond with Leo's wife. You understand, don't you? You've always been so self-sufficient. I understand that you've excluded me from every family event for 3 years while asking me to bail Leo out of his credit card debt," I replied, my voice trembling. "Don't be dramatic," she snapped. "Struggle builds character. We did you a favor by letting you find your own way. Now, if you'll excuse us, our massage is starting." For the next 2 weeks, while they posted photos of crystal blue waters and $500 dinners, I went silent. I didn't like a single post. I didn't send a single text. But I wasn't just sulking, I was preparing. See, my parents didn't know the full extent of my success. They knew I did well, but they had no idea I was the silent partner in the firm that held the mortgage on their beloved estate in Connecticut. They had no idea that while they were mocking my obsession with money, I was quietly buying up the world they lived in. Then the vacation ended, and the entitlement began. A week after they returned, they showed up at my beach house unannounced. They didn't come to apologize. They came with an idea. Leo was there too, looking tanned and smug. They walked through my front door like they owned the place, running their fingers over my custom Italian marble counters. "Sarah, darling," my father started, gesturing to the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Pacific. "We've been thinking. Leo and his wife are expecting a baby. They need a stable, inspiring environment. And since you're always traveling for work, we think it's only fair that you let them move in here. For free, of course. Family helps family, right?" My mother nodded, smiling as if she was giving me a gift. "It would be so good for your character, Sarah, to finally put someone else first." I looked at Leo. He didn't even have the decency to look ashamed. He just winked at me and said, "I've already picked out which room will be the nursery, sis. Hope you don't mind the paint color." I stood in my own kitchen, feeling like a stranger in my success. My father was already opening a bottle of my $400 vintage wine. My mother was discussing curtains for my living room with Leo's wife. "You're not serious," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "Sarah, don't be difficult," my father replied, pouring a glass. "You have so much. Leo has potential. This house is wasted on a single woman who is never here. Think of the baby. Think of our legacy." "Our legacy?" I snapped. "The legacy where you left me out of a family vacation while I was working 90-hour weeks? The legacy where you told me struggle builds character while you handed Leo a silver platter?" My mother rolled her eyes. "That's in the past. We're talking about the future. We've already told the movers to come on Monday. It's settled." I didn't scream. I didn't throw them out. Not yet. I simply smiled. It was a cold, calculated smile that should have terrified them if they actually knew who I'd become. "Fine," I said. "If you want the house, you can have it. But there are formalities. I need to get my affairs in order. I'll send you an envelope with the transfer details on Friday. Don't call me until then. I need to process this gift I'm giving you." They were ecstatic. They hugged Leo. They toasted to his new start, and they left my house smelling of my expensive wine and their unearned arrogance. What they didn't know was that my father's logistics firm hadn't just been struggling, it was a hollow shell. To fund Leo's failed startups and their own lavish lifestyle, my father had taken out a massive bridge loan from a private equity firm. What he really didn't know was that I had acquired that firm 6 months ago. I wasn't just his daughter anymore, I was his primary creditor. Friday morning arrived. My parents, Leo and his wife, were gathered at their old family estate, already celebrating their move to Malibu. That's when the courier arrived with a thick, heavy manila envelope. My mother opened it, expecting property deeds and keys to the beach house. Instead, the first thing that fell out was a notice of foreclosure for their current home. The second was a demand for immediate payment of the $2.1 million loan my father owed my firm. The third was a simple, one-page letter written on my corporate stationery. It read, "Dear family, you told me that independence was your final gift to me. Well, today I am returning the favor. You wanted my beach house? You can't afford the property taxes. You wanted to help Leo? You should have taught him how to work. Since struggle builds character, I have decided to give you the greatest character-building opportunity of your lives. I am calling in the debts. You have 30 days to vacate the estate. Leo, the movers you hired for Monday, you can use them to move your things into a studio apartment. Consider this my final gift to you, the real world. Sarah." The scream my mother let out was so loud it was heard by the neighbors. My father collapsed into his chair, realizing that the cold daughter he had mocked now held the keys to his entire existence. I didn't take their phone calls. I blocked their numbers. I sold their estate to a developer and used the profits to fund a scholarship for students who, like me, had been denied help by their families. Sometimes, I sit on my deck in Malibu, watching the sunset. People ask me if I feel guilty. I just look at the empty group chat on my phone and remember the photo of the 4 of them in the Maldives. Character isn't built by struggling for people who don't love you. It's built by outgrowing them. My parents thought they could take the house I built with my own blood and sweat after excluding me from their lives. Now, they are the ones looking for a place to stay. Did I go too far by foreclosing on them, or did I finally give them the independence they praise so much? Let me know in the comments. I'm reading every single one.